Why does she take you apart with a look when you most need to be a rock? Why do you exchange your mission for the comfort of a touch that puts you to sleep? Why do you call love the elegant fear of not facing your own loneliness? Life that is not examined is not worth living, Socrates. But tell me, have you ever had the courage to examine how you feel about it? Or do you prefer to call love what, deep down, is just a silent escape? This video isn't going to teach you tricks to conquer or formulas to please. It's a whisper in the night, a calm blade on your illusion. She won't save you. Not because she is cruel, cold, or selfish, but because she is the test. And you were made to be examined by this test, not to be destroyed by it. The world will tell you that female approval is the seal of your relevance. But Socrates knew that the man who bows to desire before understanding what he wants crawls without realizing it. You were taught to seek her out, to charm her, to follow her, to offer your soul in exchange for a touch, a smile, a promise made between breaths. But no one told you that the price of this is your own direction. Here, in this space between lucidity and delirium, we're going to walk together, stripping away illusions, facing what you don't want to see. How many times have you sacrificed your dignity for crumbs of affection? How many times have you called your refusal to grow love? How many times have you abandoned your mission in exchange for a moment's comfort? I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to remind you of what you're forgetting. You weren't born to be anyone's slave, not even hers. She is not your salvation. She is the mirror in which your true face is revealed. And if you don't learn to look at that reflection without trembling, you'll never be free. Take a deep breath. Look inside. Because after today, my brother, you will never be the same. Before we start, a quick note. There's a concept that not many people know about, but which can completely change the way you deal with your thoughts. It's possible to restructure negative mental patterns using a simple combination of science and philosophy. In a few minutes, I'll tell you how you can access this exclusive knowledge. Now, let's get back to the content. Do you remember when you met her? Perhaps it was on an ordinary afternoon, in a random cafe, or at a party one night when your eyes met hers by chance. At that moment, something inside you changed. Suddenly, your mission took a back seat. Your goals seemed less urgent. What was the priority went up in smoke. All because of a look, a smile, a light touch on the arm. You called it destiny. You called it connection. You called it love. But it was at that very moment that you began to forget who you really were. You started walking towards her and, without realizing it, you began to move away from yourself. Why is it easy to forget yourself when her perfume fills the air? It's easy to abandon your plans when her lips call your name. It's easy to abandon your discipline when her body lies beside you. Socrates would say that this is the exact moment when man exchanges his freedom for a comfortable illusion. You think you're choosing love, but deep down you're choosing not to be alone. You're choosing her approval over your own. You're surrendering your power to feel the warmth of a presence. You make it your north. And when you do that, you lose yourself. She didn't ask to be the center of your world, but you put it there. And now everything you do is for her. For fear of losing her. For fear of losing what you feel when you're with her. You want her to see your pain and heal you. You want her to see your effort and reward you. You want her to see your love and save you. But she can't do that. Because she's not here for that. She's the test, not the destination. You think the search for her is love. But it's often just running away from yourself. It's your refusal to face the emptiness you carry when no one is looking. It's your refusal to be a man, alone in silence, without an audience. You forget who you are because you want her to tell you who you are. But when you do that, you become fragile. You become malleable. You become dependent. And the moment she realizes that, something breaks. Not because she's cruel, but because she senses when a man bends over backwards to please her. She feels when a man loses himself in order not to lose her. And at that moment, she begins to lose respect. Your search for her should be a choice, not a necessity. You should want to be with her, but not need her to exist. You should love her, but not use love as a crutch for your lack of purpose. Socrates warned us about the danger of living without examining life. But the greater danger is to live without examining your own desires. You want her touch. You want her smile. You desire her body. But why? Is it for pleasure? Or is it distraction? Is it for the company? Or is it the escape from silence? The search for her is not the problem. The problem is when, in that search, you forget who you are. When you abandon your discipline. When you abandon your mission. When you bring in your own word. Anything to feel loved. Anything to feel that you belong to something. Anything to avoid the silence that confronts you when you're alone. You want her to see you. But first, you need to learn to see yourself. You want her to love you. But first, you need to learn to love yourself in a real way, without needing applause. You want her to choose you. But first, you need to choose yourself. Only then will the search for her stop being an escape and become a conscious choice. A clean choice. Without fear. Without despair. Without the need to lose yourself so that she stays. Because in the end, my brother, she doesn't want to be your world. She wants to walk alongside a man who already has a world to offer. And that world can only be built when you stop looking to complete yourself and start looking to share. Socrates said that an unexamined life is not worth living. I tell you, an unexamined love is not worth seeking. Because when you look for her without knowing who she is, what you get is not love. It's neediness in disguise, and neediness never builds. It only consumes. You think she's the prize. You think she's the end of the journey. You think her love will set you free. But what if I told you that she was never the destination? She's the test. She always has been. She's the mirror that reflects where you're still weak. She's the storm that reveals whether your boat can hold or sink. She is the fire that exposes whether you have built your convictions on stone or on vanity. You believe that if you win her heart, you'll find peace. But peace doesn't come from her touch. Peace comes from the man you become independently of her. You think she is your purpose, but she can never be. Her purpose is not to complete you. Her purpose is to reveal you. You don't understand why it tests you, why she confronts you, why she seems to pull away when you're at your most vulnerable. But she doesn't do it out of cruelty. She does it because she needs to feel the firmness of the ground she's standing on. She needs to feel that when she confronts you, you won't fall apart. She needs to feel that when she pulls away, you don't despair. She needs to feel that when she tests your limits, you don't lose your cool. You think you're being rejected, but you're often being examined. And in this examination, many men fail. They fail because they bend. They fail because they beg. They fail because they exchange their dignity for crumbs of affection. They fail because they make her the center of their decisions. They fail because they abandon their mission to follow her. She doesn't want to carry the weight of your soul. She doesn't want to be your reason for waking up. She doesn't want to be your reason for existing. She wants to be chosen by a man who is already whole. A man who doesn't need her to breathe. A man who doesn't need her to walk. A man who, if she leaves, will remain steadfast in his mission. You think she wants control, but what she wants is to feel safe. And security isn't you saying nice words. Security isn't you giving in to every demand. Security isn't you abandoning your values to please her. Security is you standing firm even when she tests you. Safety is you keeping your word even when she wants you to break it. Safety is you staying calm even when she causes storms. Safety is you remembering that she is not your destiny. It's the test that reveals whether you're ready for what you've come to build in this world. You think love is saying yes to everything, but love means having limits. It has a spine. It's having values that don't bend, even for the touch you want most. She wants to feel that you have a life that is bigger than the relationship, that you have a mission that doesn't depend on her mood, that you have principles that aren't sold out for fear of losing her. Because deep down, she wants to follow a man who can walk in the dark without needing applause. She wants to feel that you are a port, not a boat adrift. She wants to feel that, even when everything is falling down, you remain whole. And if you don't understand that, if you make it your destiny, if you make it your air, she'll feel it. And when she feels it, she'll walk away. Not because she hates you, but because she needs to respect who you are. And there's no respect for those who kneel out of need. You need to understand that. She's the test. She's the opportunity to show who you really are. When she challenges your patience. When she tests your strength. when she questions your decisions, when it steps back to see if you've lost your way. These are moments when life asks you, will you bend or will you stand? Will you beg or will you maintain your dignity? Will you lose focus or continue on your mission? You think you're being rejected, but sometimes you're being refined. It's being forged. It's being polished. And if you don't pass the test, you'll keep repeating the same patterns with other women, other stories, other bodies until you learn. She is not destiny. It is the test. Pass it with honor, with presence, with dignity, with the certainty that your life is bigger than what you feel at the moment. Only then will you be ready to love without being enslaved, and to be loved without having to lose yourself. If you liked this message, stay tuned for the next 2 chapters to be posted. Then subscribe and leave your like if it helped you and made you think differently about life. Goodbye, see you soon.